Well, it's September, we're still in lockdown, and I gotta tell you, this has been the longest 4 weeks of my life. Maybe when the 4 weeks are finally up in December, we can get things back to normal. Until then, I hope you're all staying safe. In the meantime, let's go over the questions that $3 supporters asked in the month of August. If you'd like to ask a question for September, just use the links below to become a $3 supporter. Josh Havins asks, what do you think of the narrative that Walmart and Amazon workers are on food stamps and other forms of government assistance because they're not paid enough? Is there any truth to that? Absolutely none whatsoever. Earlier this year, Walmart raised their minimum starting salary for all workers to $12 an hour. Work full-time? That's $24,000 a year. That's not enough to qualify for SNAP unless you're the only income earner in a family of 4. And most of Walmart's workers are full-time. Walmart works basically everyone full-time unless you request part-time status, like if you're a student or something. Also, Walmart is starting to train all of their employees in something schools should have taught them but never did. Problem-solving techniques. Instead of simply doing assigned tasks, they'll be trained and empowered to solve problems like inventory issues and customer service problems. Critical thinking skills, as well as the experience of thinking on their feet, are things that will serve them well in life whatever they do beyond their career at Walmart. Meanwhile, Target's starting salary is $13 an hour, and they're raising it to $15 by the end of the year. Amazon's starting salary has been $15 since 2018, so if anything, Walmart's behind the curve here. And over on Subscribestar, Thomaz Urbanski asks, what's your stance on stock market and investors overall? I've witnessed investors that gave hope to a bunch of people to develop their ideas or grow their companies, but in the end, those investors turned out to be arrogant, manipulative liars who didn't care about customers and didn't understand the product. Though they were very nice talkers that never cursed or anything, they were so good at manipulation that newcomers always thought the investors are the good guys, but in the end, everybody was just trying to somehow get away from the situation. On the other hand, considering the cost and time of developing most stuff and income tax, it's impossible to just save money in any reasonable time and start a company full-time based only on that. It sounds like you're not really talking about the stock market here. You're talking about venture capitalists. Sure, you can get an angel investor that makes you a good deal, but like you say, they don't really care about the product. That's because they're taking a risk. Most new businesses fail, so they have to invest in a lot of them so that the few winners can make money for them even after they cut their losses with the losers. So they don't have time to learn a lot about each individual one of them. It's generally better to go with proper lending platforms like Prosper or TrustLeaf, although there are angel investment networks you can sign up for to find good ones, including ones in your local area. There are also platforms like startups.co that can help you with that, among other things. Please note that all of the sites I've just given are just examples. None of this should be considered an endorsement. The issue is big to the point I've worked with companies which whole strategy was to target investors. They treated customers and products only as statistics that they can present to investors, but because investors never put too much time and effort into learning details, customers end up being underserved and products were just nicely packaged proofs of concept. Well, that sounds like their problem to me. In order to pay back their investors, they need to make sales. How are you going to make sales if the customers aren't happy? If anything, consumers need to be overserved because they need to not only meet the costs of running the company, but also the costs of paying back the investors. And if their idea is to just keep paying back investors with more investment money, well, isn't that a Ponzi scheme? Either way, no business can survive that way. Okay, that's it for August, and it was much nicer getting the time together to properly script and record this instead of trying to record it live to tape. It also means I can do things like look up the statistics on starting salaries. But one way or another, I'll be back in a month to answer questions for September. So if you'd like to ask a question, just use the links below and become a $3 supporter at Patreon or Subscribestar. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe and share this video everywhere to help make up for YouTube shadow banning. Also, YouTube tends to demonetize videos like this, so if you don't see an ad, how about making a small contribution? You can do so at donate.bogosity.tv using PayPal or crypto, or becoming a regular supporter at Patreon or Subscribestar, or watch my videos on bittube.tv, which is always monetized and never censored. Until next time, stay strong and be free.